They called them the underdog of the playoffs. They said that Vegas, they barely squeaked in. Dallas Stars fans were saying, yeah, we want Vegas. We don't want to play LA. We want to play the Golden Knights. But, yeah, this is not funny anymore, guys. I'm sorry. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. Game 1, Dallas versus Vegas, a 4-3 win in Dallas. Game 2, a 3-1 win by Vegas, again in Dallas. And if you wanted to go over some of the numbers, some of the guys who are doing well, let's look at the Game 1 box score. 4-3. The Golden Knights score 4 goals on 15 shots. Jake Ottinger, buddy, what are you doing, bro? 733 save percentage in the Game 1 of the playoffs. That is not great. Logan Thompson has an 897, but it's good enough to win. And if you take a look at some of these goals, we called it opening day. We made a video. Actually, let's go to it right here. We literally made a video on the first day of this series talking about how, yeah, Mark Stone, he's active, and he just got called up by Frank Saravalli because of how peculiar the injury situation is. We said in this video, I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Stone gets a goal, and Tomas Hertl gets a goal, and Hanifin starts scoring points too, because that's exactly what happened. Mark Stone from Hanifin, and Eichel opening goal of the playoffs for Vegas. 1-0 is the score. It became 2-0 when Marchessault did his thing. Jamie Benn made it 2-1, and then guess what? It's Tomas Hertl. Yeah, he made it 3-1. Power play goal, Hertl assisted by Hanifin. That's 2 assists for Hanifin, a goal from Stone, a goal from Hertl, and that's all she wrote, you know. The only goal scored in the third was Mason Marchment, the only in the second, Braden McNabb. So 4-3 is the Game 1 score for Vegas. If you want to go over to Game 2, 3-1. The Golden Knights had more shots, so Ottinger made more saves, but the Dallas Stars only had 1 goal themselves. Not great. Look at this, man. Noah Hanifin. He scored the second period goal, unassisted. This is where you start thinking about the salary cap shenanigans and what exactly is going on. Jesse Pollock tweeted this out on Twitter earlier yesterday during the game. Vegas has 6 goals so far this series. Half of them have come from Stone, Hertl, and Hanifin. BS, bro. And yeah, this tweet went kind of viral, 200,000 views, and a lot of people are going out there, wah, it's written in the rules, be quiet, kind of rock star stuff though. Let's go over onto this tweet made by Big Head Hockey, because it kind of goes over the entire saga as we see fit. We did talk about this in the last video, how Mark Stone, this dude right here with the big mug, has been on the IR, LTIR in February, and reactivated for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs 3 years in a row. He did so in 2022, he did so in 2023, and now he's doing it again in 2024. Of course, I'm not saying he's getting injured intentionally, but it's just kind of how it goes. The Mark Stone saga here by Big Head Hockey. He was injured 2 weeks before the trade deadline. Vegas used Stone's $9.5 million cap hit to acquire Tomas Hertl at $6.7 mil and Hanifin at $1.7 mil. They reactivated Stone at the opening period of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and now they are $9.2 million over the salary cap. Mark Stone comes back and scores the first goal for Vegas 1 minute in a Game 1 on a Hanifin assist. Vegas. Now, there's a lot of people pissed off about this. This tweet had 400,000 views, 4,000 likes, a whole bunch of angry replies, but I do like this one here by Statboy Steven. It's a very interesting perspective. Back in 2015, the Tampa Bay Lightning proposed a rule change after Chicago did the same thing with Patrick Kane. Every team except for St. Louis voted against changing the rules. So unless you're a St. Louis Blues fan, you can complain about your team refusing to change the rule. This is actually something that not too many people talk about, because Chicago did do this. I mean, Patrick Kane was out for a bit. They used that LTIR space to get some guys, and this was, I feel like, the first moment where you started to see people saying, hey, wait a minute, there's a thing here. And look, if we go over to Patrick Kane, we've been talking about Kane a lot recently because of his potential time with the Detroit Red Wings coming to an end, but in 2014-15, this is exactly it. He had 61 games played. If you go over to the Chicago Blackhawks, let's see if we can do that here from Cap Friendly here. Chicago, there you go. We'll go to trade history, and then we'll go to date range. How about we change this to 2015? We go over to February, and then we go over to 2015 once again. There you go. How about that? So with the Patrick Kane LTIR thing that was going on, this is exactly it. There you go. The Blackhawks acquired Kimmo Timonen at $2 million. They acquired Antoine Vermette at $3.7 million, and they acquired Andrew Desjardins at $750,000. Now, sure, they actually saved money because they traded away Ben Smith in that trade, but I remember it was a pretty big deal back in this time frame. Oh, they got Vermette. Oh, they got Timonen. How? Like, the money, it doesn't work. They're over the cap. But LTIR was a thing. And it was actually the Tampa Bay Lightning who proposed the rule change in this time frame. And guess what? Nobody actually wanted to do it. Even Tampa themselves, they were like, okay, if you can't beat them, join them. We'll just do the same thing with Nikita Kucherov next year. Or not next year, in a few years. And now Vegas is doing exactly the same thing. As we had said, it's not like these players are not hurt. It's not that they're not injured. It's not that they're fully healthy and pretending to be hurt. It's just the way these NHL teams disguise their recovery paths, they do so in a way that makes it so that, okay, if you do this, if you do this, if you do this, you should be ready to go by game 1 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. You should be week to week, but if you keep on at it, if you keep on working through it, you might be able to play in game 1 of the playoffs. Sure, they may be available earlier, but nobody's going to admit it. They're not going to use the resources to them to speed up the recovery, because if he's available during the regular season, then all of a sudden they're dead. They're not able to do it. Now, it's even funnier with this entire thing. There's a reply from G. Bosra. It's funny because the Canucks signed Luongo to a legal binding contract that was within the rules, but the Canucks still got hit with a penalty for cap circumvention. Yeah, after the rule changed during the CBA negotiations that all teams agreed to, the LTIR rule has not changed. Tampa proposed a rule change just to bend the same rule 6 years later. Way to have a backbone, huh? Yeah, 28 teams voted against changing the rule in 2015. If the rule doesn't change, why not use it to your advantage then? And so now, it's the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Vegas squeaked in as the wild card. They were seen by some as the underdog, quote-unquote. And they're down 2-0 in the series. Now, it's not impossible for a team to recover after being down 2-0. We see this once in a while. It happens. But I mean, now they're in Vegas, they're in that barn, Dallas is down by 2, they haven't been able to find a way to get consistent goal support, their forecheck has been kind of lacking, their offensive creativity has died down too, so who knows what's going to happen in games 3 and 4 in this series. I'm not all too optimistic anymore of the Dallas Stars making the second round like we had in our bracket, but yeah. Vegas, they've got the power of the LTIR on their side, because now you've got goals scored by Hanifin, you've got Hertl and Stone going out there getting all this production, and they have points, and Vegas has done it again, man. That is so great, isn't it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Vegas Golden Knights and their salary cap shenanigans, how now they're getting goal support and production from guys like Hanifin, Hertl, and Stone, all 3 of whom are sort of interlinked together because of the salary cap shenanigans heading towards the end of the trade deadline. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about Mark Stone and the Vegas Golden Knights. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.